Greetings, everybody, and welcome to G4G on YouTube. It is Thursday Night Fights, a day late, as I was pretty busy on Thursday night, so I'm getting to it here on Friday. My apologies for not doing the Friday stream, but I was out helping my dad look at houses most of the day today, so things are a little bit wonky, but we're going to go ahead and get some PvP fights out here for you this week, just a day late. So as normal, we're going to go ahead and go through the disclaimer. Please make sure to read the video description down below the video carefully. That's where the links are to the Goofy Troll GoFundMe to help him help his brother with his health issues and the fact that the medical coverage is not very good and is only paying for about half of his outpatient treatment that he needs to do, his rehab. Also links to Facebook and our Discord and the download, which is a version 5.2. That is the most recently available public version. There is no ETA on Beta 6. There are no mobile versions, and you will see major differences between what is on the screen and what you have access to because you have 5.2, so some things will be limited, like the Spec Ops and the lock boxes and the amount of the story that you can go through in Season 1, and that is what is different between what you see me playing, which today will not be version 6.04 like it normally is. We are going to go back to version 5.9 for a little bit more robust of a PvP experience for today. Typically in version 6.04, because it is a fresh save, it has more gear, more Spec Ops and Lockbox heroes available to me, including PvP season heroes. That's less in version 6.04. For 5.9, I have completed all of the content. My level is higher. My gear loadout is like 21 pages as compared to like 10 pages. So we're just going to swap things up a little bit this week and do some higher level PvP so that we have some different enemies to fight this week. This is what the Armory looks like on this save. It is tilted towards offense a little bit, but it's fairly balanced. This android arm here, I think I should absolutely replace because that is a very high value item. So I think I'm going to knock that down a little bit because it is a very, very, very standout item in my Armory. So let's try and replace it with... Oh, okay, that's a little too weak. A grenade, still a little too weak. Norton shield, better, still a little weak. A napalm, okay, napalm for napalm it is. So, all right, fairly mid-tier Armory going on over here. Armory will affect the stats of the teams that you play. You go up in your hit points and your stamina and everything, but so do your enemies. They will relatively match you. What we are going for here is a variant on a team we've done sometime in the past. It's a very psychic-oriented team, except I have changed the gear up a little bit on this one. We're going to be bringing Phoenix version of Jean Grey, who is mostly kitted out for health, stamina, attack, accuracy, and a slight tilt towards defense over there. She's not great for the PKB method, but she is very good, at least for her attack and her ability to maintain stamina. For Psylocke, we do not have the X-Force Psylocke available at this stage of the game. These are my favorite suits over here for Psylocke, the black X-Force one. She has the great passives, and she works very, very well with Archangel in that uniform, but we don't have that right now, so we're going with stock Infiltrator Psylocke. We do have a look in Marvel Rivals that is fairly similar to this classic purple look, or the Olivia Munn look from X-Men Apocalypse. She was an okay actress for that role. I mean, physically she fit the role. Olivia Munn's acting prowess, other than taking a bunch of hot dogs to her face, isn't the strongest in the world, but I think she pulled off a relatively good Psylocke. And I mean, I know Days of Future Past is a high point with those X-Men movies. And Apocalypse, it began to dip a little bit over there, but you know, I still liked it. It's an X-Men movie, and it's, you know, better than X-Men Origins. So she is kitted out pretty much perfectly well. Full health, 4 stam, full attack, full accuracy, and she's tilted towards evasion, which makes sense for her. So let's go in to this psychic damage over here. And let's see what we get. We should see different agents. All right, so we're fighting Agent Enzo with a Wolverine and a Captain America, brown and tan, and an experiment in hand, and mental resilience. So that's actually tough. That's a super good counter to the team that I'm bringing. There's a Scrapper over there, which could present an issue to Psylocke. There's a Tactician over there, which could present a issue towards Phoenix, but there's a Blaster Agent, which is a good thing for my agent. I think I'll go for the agent first. Wolverine, at this stage of the game, he healed a lot from his feral healing, so he could be tough to take down. Oops, that's rough, but we didn't get stunned. You'll notice combat text is flowing much, much faster on this version. There was a slight bug in the code on this version that will often match your monitor's FPS, which is why it's so fast, and it can cause crashing. But for the most part, it's okay. There were no infiltrators over there, so I'm going to hit everybody. Well, I'm going to try single target on the agent for hopefully a tactician bonus. We get it. So now I'm going to open up with the AoE, which will cause weak mind, making everybody weak to psychic, which is the rest of my team. Enemy agent dead. Wolverine hurt. Captain America hurt. Tough damage going into Phoenix over there. I'm going to try to stun Wolverine. We do get the stun. And we get a nice follow-up from my agent, but I'm not even too sure why. The bleeding and the biofeedback is hurting. So we need to put some stank on this one. We need to get some speed here. Psylocke goes for Cap, who's a tactician. Let's single target him. He's protecting, and he has no dots. Now, Phoenix is bugged. She can use her level 9 without people being dead. And in all honesty, I should not use this right now because I am playing into a bug that will be fixed. However, my team is about to go kaput other than my agent, so bugs ahoy. Oh gosh, she took everybody out. Well, I mean, Jean Grey would do that. So, one in the bag. The dots hurt a little bit on that one, but we survived. So, let's go into match number 2. Emma and Mockingbird. The enemy agent has the downgraded version of the Mindkiller over there, I believe. It is Phoenix 5 Emma Frost, so we'll have Phoenix potential going on over there. Odd team, I'm not too sure why an Emma Frost would be running with Mockingbird, but it's respectable damage over there. They have a Scrapper, they have a Tactician, and they of course have Mockingbird who switches, so let's open up with the AoE before she goes Infiltrator. Big soften up damage, got the weak mind out. I don't think she counters when she's... Yeah, okay, that's not a counter. That's just her turn. Counterattack from the Traumatic Post, so that is a free psychic tap on Mockingbird over there. And I know why my agent followed up on the last match. It was because of mental coordination. Missed that. Mindbreaker. That's a Scrapper, so that's a problem. The follow-up fisting. Let's try to stun the enemy agent. because Mockingbird's got Infiltrator up. That would clear debuffs if it was working correctly. She goes for the stun, and oddly, it seemed a little bugged there. I'm going to use the Encephalizer on the enemy agent because it is a psychic attack and he has weak mind. And, oh, that's... I forgot, that's an AoE. Oops. Ouch. Well, the Psychic Tap procced. We may as well get the Infiltrator reflexes going. Which didn't kick in for some reason. Let's try that again. Pre-firing Psybolts does some pretty good damage. Oh! Wow! My agent is melted. Another pre-fire from Psylocke is keeping us in this, but... Whoa. Okay. Agent dead, but we did win, so we're 2-0. That was a little bit problematic. So we are having some high drama this week. Thor and Scarlet Witch. Tactician, Blaster, Blaster. Okay, we have no bruisers, and we have a Tactician, so more power to us, but they have a Tactician over there. He is protecting because of the Knight. I'm going to try to shoot around him. Maybe the Protect won't kick in, but I think he's... Okay. Ooh, Summon Thunder, but he did it without strengthening, and it gave my agent an extra turn, which is really good. So, Skullripper. Now, I could Skullripper the next round too, but I feel like that's just unfair AoEing when we're trying to showcase people. Scarlet Witch. She's low. Maintaining the weak mind. Thunderstrike to go with Thor and the static charge. Makes sense. We're actually taking some really solid damage today. Like, we are getting beat up. Pre-firing Psybolts, good damage. Hexspheres we know is weak, but it's a setup for the next round. Let's take her out. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of Psychic Attack, but we're walking around the agents protecting, which is good because we've been able to hit the targets that we want. Yeah, protect effects. Okay, that's the reason why. Because we have so many psychic abilities over here, we're literally walking around his protection, which has been very, very handy. I said I wasn't going to use the Skullripper again because it's been doing a lot of damage, so I won't. I'll use that instead. Agent fires the Rook, misses. She appropriately counters. Defensive Experiment goes off. Finally gets her combat reflexes. Let's slice him up again. Big crits from Psylocke. Psylocke and her big critties. And again, she did all that damage because she was set up. That psychic damage hitting people with weak mind. That's why we're getting the solid crits and damage there. 3-0. Still a little bit of drama with our hit points over here. Phoenix, Emma, and Phoenix Colossus. So this is going to give people PTSD. There was that period of time where Infiltrator Emma Frost was able to make use of that pre-firing Infiltrator EISO. The one that says your combat reflexes proc before the incoming attack. And of course, that is a perfect scenario for Emma because she psychic taps you before your attack lands. And then after the attack lands, you take the psychic tap damage. Ruthless EISO at the time. Really tough to deal with. But we finally get a bruiser for Phoenix to have some fun with. And it immediately makes a difference. He recharges. We don't have to worry about anybody on the enemy team with my agent, so Skullripper it is. Been pretty consistent using that as an opener. Everybody gets weak mind. Mental resilience on Jean laughs at Emma's psychic tap. I guess Scotty does know after all. Well, that's Wolverine, but Fault Eater is a consideration for this team. That Fault Eater, the upgraded version, is in fact a psychic weapon, even though the downgraded version is not. So you can use that weapon that the enemy agent just used with this team. I feel like psychic tapping that enemy agent. Turnabout is fair play. Unlock potential, supposed to clear debuffs. Combat reflex. Okay. No combat reflexes again for some reason. Let's weaken the enemy agent, so maybe that psychic tap will do some good damage. Hey, Psionic Shadow finally comes into play, but the mental anguish did not proc. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Every now and then you'll tap somebody and it won't go off during their turn, even when they are in fact doing the kind of action that should make it proc. The Mindkiller, kind of weak. Cybolt's much stronger. Jean Grey laughs at psychic attacks again. I don't think I want to do mental coordination right now. When you get snappy service, the EISO that says buff actions or quick actions, and you run Tactician X-Force Psylocke, it's much better. It kind of sucks when that's not a quick action, to be honest. In later Marvel Avengers Alliance, not necessarily Redux, more of those moves were quick actions, so you kind of got spoiled. When you go back to these earlier ones, you go back to the older style of game, and a lot of these buffs, like things, Stonewall and things like that, and when they're not quick actions, you're like, ah, man, this really hurts, because the later game was better about that. Okay, movie appropriate. Human Torch, Invisible Woman, Future Foundation on both of them. The Annihilation Wave from this guy could hurt. We do not have any bruisers, so we're good against Johnny. There is a bruiser agent, good for Jean, and Infiltrator, Invisible Woman, bad for my agent. Let's open up with the stun and get the crits at the same time. No crits and a counterattack. Yeah, I told you Annihilation Wave was going to be trouble. Oh, boy. I don't want to piss off Invisible Woman, so... And if I melee Human Torch, I'm going to get burnt. So I will ranged Human Torch. And then I will single target the enemy agent with Emma on a stick. Yeah, that's ooh dear. Oh my. That was not low enough for a really good desperation attack, but it still did a decent amount of damage. We're on the back foot. Folks, we're in trouble. Oh, we are really in trouble. Oh, we are in super trouble. Oh, okay. Wasted move. However, being force caged means my enemy agent can't take advantage of that. We have to go... my agent can't take advantage of it because I'm force caged. Good. Enemy agent dead. It is now 2-2, but their hit points are better, so we are still fighting off the back foot here. Oh, God. We have to get Invisible Woman first because Johnny's just going to keep healing, so we need to pour everything onto him well-focused, so it's better to get Sue out of here first. we're getting lucky with these recharges. We really, really are. She can't counter this. So we will... Okay, alright, again, we'll try this. Even though he'll heal through that damage, we'll get the weak mind on him, and then we'll try this. See how this works. Oof. Okay, good, but I may take... Yep, I was afraid of that. We need Sue out of here. Okay, well, we'll have Sue dead. It's 2-on-1, but it's a really, really hurt agent, so... Single target Mindkiller. Hopefully we get the extra turn. We don't. Oh boy. Let's try to protect my agent. Oh dear. We really need to pour on some damage. Is that a fire gun? Is that why that did nothing? I think Psylocke's gonna... Ooh, oh, we're in trouble. We're gonna take another loss this week. Yep. We're gonna go 4-1. That's what we've been doing the last 3 weeks is 4-1. Painful. Now the X-Force version of Psylocke, yep. If I was with Archangel, that could have had Fatal Blow on it, but we don't have that. So once again, 4-1. Man, it's been about a month since we've done a full 5-0, easy and out. I don't mind the struggle. Like I've said in other weeks, the struggle is fine because you don't want to run over these seasons. You do want to have some challenge. I mean, you don't want to hit a brick wall where you're stuck in gold because all of a sudden you're fighting teams that kick your ass and you can't adapt because you don't have the gear and the heroes and everything. However, 4-1, you know, for a daily 5 is extremely respectful. And in all honesty, when you're doing the seasons, you can see here daily wins 5. When you're doing ranked fights, as long as you get 5 wins, you get a daily spin. And these spinners are very, very, very good. You want to maintain 5 wins a day because there is a lot of stuff that's good on these spinners. So being that we went 4-1, we technically would have to do one more. So we were 5-1, and then we would get the daily spinner. So there you go, folks. There is Thursday Night Fights, a little bit of a psychic team. As always, if you have an idea for a team, please leave it down below. Here in 5.9, I can do some more things. So you could say, I want to see Future Foundation uniforms. I want to see Iron Patriot. I want to see, Storm in her uniform, or an Avengers team. Magic, Deadpool, Bisquick, Blue Suit, Quicksilver, Cable, Punisher, X-23, Magneto. These are... Now I'm getting into some of the characters that I don't have yet in my 6.04 save. Union Jack, Phantom X, Red Hulk, Juggernaut, Satana, Angel, Constrictor, Thundra. So there you go. If you've got a request for these characters, let me know. But if not, I will see you next Thursday. And again, my apologies for not being able to stream today, as I was unfortunately a little bit busy. So... have a good one, everybody.